Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Minecraft. I know that I showed off this game once before because I was showing a particular server, but this one is one of the games that I made myself. As it happens, a while ago I had a week where I had nothing to do. Some of you are probably aware that I have congestive heart failure, and as a result I become sick extremely easily, and sometimes that means I go for a long period of time where I can't do anything whatsoever. As a result, I decided I would download this game and try it out, and of course it is ridiculously addictive. So I figured that because this is a game of essentially infinite creativity within a particular set of code, I'd show you what I did with it. And here is my little area of my first game. This is the first thing that I did. This here is I basically just dig into the nearest hill, and I build a tiny little area within that I can set up and defend myself from monsters because I run the game on survival. I don't know why. I guess it's just more fun that way. And of course I had this idea that what I would do was then from there, so I didn't get lost, since it's ridiculously easy to get lost, a lot of people make themselves some sort of a really high object, like this, for example, that can be seen from a long ways away. And secondarily, I thought that it would be amusing if I marked everywhere I went with roads. And in order to make roads, I needed a lot of, well, cobblestone. So I decided to turn my little house into a quarry. Yes, a little house on the quarry. And I just started quarrying down everywhere I went. Oh, interesting. I guess this that must have been a seam of coal, so that I could make these nice little lanterns. Torches. Then I decided that every time I explored a new place, I would make a house. Or I would say like a lodge or a visitor center. Of course, I made myself a little farm. One there and one there. But the first visitor center I made is over here. With each visitor center, I tried to come up with some sort of design prospect that made them different from one another. This is the mine that it's a visitor center for. It goes down there. I'll show you that in a moment. But this one I used wood, and I used tree logs for the sides and the corners. Let me open this up and pop in. It has a... come on, let me in. It has a front door and a lovely little back door. You can see, the road that I built continues that direction. I'll show you where that goes in a little bit. It has a sub-basement and, a place to contain some items that I capture. And then, of course, the descent into the mine. This is the first one that I ever explored. Oh yeah, I blocked that off because monsters kept on pouring out of there and I couldn't stand it. The idea was to provide myself some sort of safe and quick access to the mine with a bed, and that way I could just wander back up to the bed and crash if it got dark. Well, this one doesn't have a bed, and I'm not completely done redoing the floor with actual stone rather than dirt. That's too bad. And as part of paving the way, like literally paving the world, I made roads between each of the places that I was going to be housing myself. So let me go this way. Over here I ran into water, so I made myself a little wharf. And apparently the cow and the pig really like being in the water, so we'll let them play there. And when I made the wharf, I did it the same way I did the lodge. Little beams sticking down into the water. And wood. I even launched a boat from here. I lost a hell of a lot of my stuff. In fact, I perished horribly out there in the world, sadly. Let's go back past the lodge. I gated this because I figured, if kids were going to come visit, they might fall in, so it might as well be fenced off. I have a terrible little bridge here. It's quite awful. This is one of my deep, dark, distant tunnels that I just pummeled through the side of the mountain. We'll go through there in a moment because that's quite a distance. I wanted to show off what I did over here. I haven't fully paved this region, I might point out. I need to connect all the roads together so that I have an appropriate sort of town center, but I might as well make them go around the lake rather than through the lake. As you can see here, I decided to make a little bridge. I've been playing around with different architectures. Lovely little bridge. This continues on this way to a much more interesting bridge with crenellations that have gates, there are fences in them to make it look like a much more impressive bridge. And of course the road continues on that way. And as I said, we're going to return to the Undermountain because that's probably about as much time for this video as I have to show you is what I did with the Undermountain. Pretty much, this pulverizes... Ooh, a hover tree. I should be more careful about those. I can clean that up. Here's the Undermountain. This is when I started trying to make tracks. This was before I understood how redstone worked and etc. This continues on for quite a ways, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. The Undermountain comes over here to this little region. Comes into like this wide open ice lake that I opened up into the side so that I could see, play around out there, and a little gate so that monsters would stop coming into my tunnel. Well, let's continue on, shall we? I even have a minecart that I could push around and, well, cause problems with. Here's another lodge that I put, and a hover tree. I should fix that also. This lodge is the lodge for a ravine. As you can see, I made a little basement that continues down, and there's a chasm here, and a dog. Chasm, little bridge that goes across there. There must be a chicken there. I got an egg. Let's continue here. Chasm made excellent quarry for picking up cobblestone, and this, of course, you know, gave me access, and I can get coal and stuff from seams. It's a very, very simple access visitor center here. Also a wooden structure. Nothing special to it. Slightly different wood than the other one. And I had it so that the wood pieces, the tree pieces, don't stick up. Let's continue on here. Wow. That direction is some overland lava. Come on, let's go look at that. Pardon me, pig. Arf, arf, all that. Oink. I found some above ground lava over here, so I, of course, made myself a road to it so I could find it. Also, with the whole paving the world thing means that I don't easily get lost. I know pretty much where I am all the time as long as there's a road for me to follow. I can always follow it to some sort of a landmark that will lead me elsewhere. This road is not entirely complete. I should come back and finish it up. Up here is another visitor center where I tried a totally different lodge idea. Trees up the side here. Lights, of course, on the front and the sides. I puffed it out a little bit. Tried it on the back too with this sort of weird roof thing. Whoop. And of course, like every lodge, this lodge opens into a mine chasm that I explored before. Let's take a look at what's in here. Standard floor plan. You'll notice that in every single lodge, I always have a box to hold a bunch of stuff. I always have a crafting table, and ooh, I need om-noms. Om-nom nom 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 nom. Om-nom nom 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 nom. Okay. And an oven to do oven things with. If I'm lucky, there's also a bed. Yep. Oh, I can hear water. This one has several exits to different portions of the mine that it's a lodge for. It even goes down into a sub-basement with two sides. Poking out there. And poking out here. Oh, that's where the water is. This little mine area was actually quite extensive. I had to dive into it quite a bit. I might be extending this even deeper. Oh, I think that it's nighttime. I can hear the warning that something's spawning. Yes, it's night outside. And there's a dog. I haven't tamed any of those yet. Arf, arf, okay. Well, I'm going to pause this here, and I'll take you along to the other series of visitor centers that I have the next time we come back to my little house on the Minecraft. I'll talk to you all later. Good night, and good dreams.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Come back for more soon. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, or a creeper will make you go boom.